An Israeli reserve officer has written a letter about what he is seeing inside his own army. Everything is permitted. We have too light a finger on the trigger. The mission, he says, is no longer defined. The rules of engagement are taking a toll on our values and on our mental state. This letter came from inside the IDF and describes the war driven by destruction, revenge, and a mission that has lost its purpose. Israel's military campaign in Gaza is now facing criticism from its own soldiers. As the war drags on, voices from within the Israeli army are raising disturbing questions about the moral cost of the conflict. One reserve officer has warned of what he describes as a growing collapse of values inside the military, saying fear, exhaustion, and an unclear mission are changing the way soldiers fight. In a letter published by the Israeli newspaper Haaretz, the unnamed reserve officer wrote that the Israeli army is experiencing what he called a moral deterioration.
Now, everything is permitted, and we have light fingers, too light, on the trigger. I want to discuss values, a problem I'm regrettably contending with as I witness a moral deterioration playing out within the army. Morality is the essence of our human nature and of our link to the divine.
He said the army is trapped in what he called an ongoing battle of trench warfare that is never satiated.
The army is fighting an ongoing battle of trench warfare that is never satiated. The objective of our mission is no longer clear, not even defined, leaving us no criteria with which to measure success. Because we are on a defensive mission, there is a high state of alert and fear of an enemy that might catch us by surprise. This mindset leads to many moral dilemmas.
Perhaps his most striking admission came when he reflected on the psychological impact of the war. The officer said killing so many unarmed people is taking a heavy toll on soldiers.
It's taking a toll on me. The unrestricted rules of engagement guarantee that no Gazan will reach the border fence, but they're taking an increasing toll on us, on our values, and on our mental state.
Since October 2023, the Israeli army has killed more than 73,000 people in Gaza and injured over 173,000 others in a deadly war that has left the entire territory in ruins. The officer's concerns echo testimony published by Haaretz in May from a 28-year-old reservist infantryman named Elad, who described his experience during operations in Lebanon. Elad recalled that before entering Lebanon, his brigade commander told the troops they were about to destroy Hezbollah and secure Israel's north. According to him, the village his unit entered was deserted. There were no militants and no battles. Instead, he said, the mission focused almost entirely on flattening buildings. He also claimed looting and vandalism had become commonplace among some soldiers, driven, in his words, by revenge rather than military necessity.
The way it once was will never be again. What we destroy will never rise again. When somebody talked about going back to Israel, he'd correct them. This is Israel too. It mostly disgusted me. We'd go into people's homes and some were still full of belongings, remnants of lives, as if people had fled without having time to pack. There were pictures on the walls, clothes in the rooms, furniture. It tugged at my heart. I felt uncomfortable, like I was breaking into people's homes, into their lives.
As Israel's military operations continue, these rare testimonies from within its own ranks are adding a new dimension to an already deeply contested conflict, raising difficult questions not only about the human cost of war, but also about its impact on those ordered to fight it. Regular and reserve soldiers in the Israeli army have been looting civilian property from homes and shops in southern Lebanon, with the knowledge of their commanders and without effective prevention or accountability. According to a report by the Israeli newspaper Haaretz, the theft of items such as motorcycles, televisions, furniture, carpets, and other goods has become widespread. Soldiers describe the phenomenon as routine, with items often taken openly and loaded onto military vehicles as troops leave Lebanese territory. One soldier was quoted as saying,
"It's on a crazy scale. It's no secret. Everyone sees and understands."
The report indicates that both senior and junior commanders are aware of the situation. While some have reportedly condemned the behaviour, testimonies suggest that enforcement remains weak and inconsistent. Soldiers claim that in many cases, there is no meaningful disciplinary action taken against those involved. The battalion and brigade commanders know everything. In response, the Israeli army stated that it takes any harm to civilian property seriously and that disciplinary and criminal measures are applied when necessary, saying,
Military police conduct searches at the northern border crossing upon leaving combat zones.
However, the Haaretz report points to inconsistencies in enforcement. Some anti-looting checkpoints that had been established at exit points from southern Lebanon have reportedly been removed, while in other areas, no such measures were put in place. Witness accounts describe soldiers leaving with items in plain view, without attempts to conceal them.
They load stolen items onto their vehicles openly, without attempting to conceal them. It's on a crazy scale. Anyone who takes something, televisions, cigarettes, tools, whatever, immediately puts it in their vehicle or leaves it off to the side, not inside the army base, but it's not hidden. Everyone sees it and understands.
According to these accounts, discipline has eroded over time, with commanders reluctant to pursue strict action that could affect future deployments. A soldier described an incident to Haaretz in which a commander caught soldiers leaving with items in a jeep.
He yelled at them and told them to throw it away, but that was the end of it. It didn't lead to any investigation.
The soldiers stressed that the looting is not part of any official IDF policy, but said it has been spreading due to a lack of enforcement.
The battalion and brigade commanders do speak up and get angry, but without action, those are empty words. Lenient enforcement sends a clear message. If someone were dismissed or jailed, or if military police were stationed at the border, it would stop almost immediately. But when there is no punishment, the message is obvious.
Others pointed to the widespread destruction in southern Lebanon as a contributing factor. Some soldiers reportedly rationalized taking property on the basis that much of it would be destroyed regardless. The report concludes that the nature of operations has also played a role. With fewer direct confrontations in certain areas, soldiers have spent extended periods in largely deserted towns and villages following the displacement of residents. These conditions, it suggests, have facilitated the emergence and spread of looting. The Israeli military maintains that any such incidents are thoroughly investigated and that appropriate legal action is taken where evidence exists. It emphasized that looting is not part of official policy and is strictly prohibited. As allegations, responses, and testimonies continue to surface, the issue is drawing increasing attention.